the engine is draining power more than it's charging. Let me rev it up. So no matter what I do with the rev, the voltage will not go up.
I feel there's something that is stopping me now. Oh.
Well, good morning. Today we're looking at my beautiful Vmax of a reoccurring issue that I've had since I bought it. So when I bought this bike, the engine wasn't charging the battery. So I put in like a new generator, or stator, it's sometimes called, and a new regulator and a new battery, and that fixed it. A few years later, the stator broke again, so I changed that over, it fixed the problem. Then the regulator went out and I put in a new regulator, fixed the problem. 1 year ago, I put in a new stator again, fixed the problem. But the last couple of days, the voltage has been going funny. Now it may be the regulator, but let me show you why. So see this gauge here. This is my charger for my USB, so I can have my phone here and charge it while I'm riding along. But it's also got a volt gauge. So these bikes run on 12 volts, but when we say 12 volts, it'd be around 12.6, something like that. So let me show you. I hope we can see. So we're turning that on. Here we go. Oh, so this is without the bike running, just the ignition on. The headlight's not on and it's got 12.4 volts. Let me switch the headlights on now. You'll see that drops down to 10.6 because the engine's not running, so there's no charge. That's just drawing straight from the battery. Let me switch the headlight off. It goes up to 12.3, like that. Okay, so now let's start the bike and see what happens to this voltage. So as you can see, the engine is draining power more than it's charging. Let me rev it up. No matter what I do with the rev, the voltage will not go up. So it's actually draining more power than the body's making. But now let me switch the headlight on. So as you'll see, when I switch the headlight on and rev the engine up, that voltage is not increasing. My hope is that it's the regulator. And the regulator is hidden in here, behind here. But first, let's pull the seat off. And we're going to get our multimeter out and we're going to do a proper check and see what...
I feel there's something that is. I feel there's something that is. Feel there's something that is stopping me now. Oh.
So here I have my multimeter and I've pulled the seat off, exposing all my electronics. So can you see down in here? Here's the positive side of the battery and down in here is the negative side of the battery. So with my, I'll try and do this with one hand. So I touch this on the negative side here, you can see. And I touch my other on the positive side and I have a... So it says there 12.9 volts. It's flickering a little bit. Okay, so let me turn my headlight on. Here we go. What voltage do we have now? 12.4, 12.5 volts, 12.4, 12.5. Oh, About 12.4. So now let's start the bike up and see what happens. I'll turn the headlight off. Okay, we're running. 12.5. Let's give it a rev. 12.6.
Feel there's something that is stopping me now. Oh.
I have a spare regulator around, so let's just change the regulator over and see what happens. So here we have a regulator. It's an old one I've got in my stack of Vmax parts. There's nothing special about it. You might ask what a regulator does. I'll try to explain it very easily. So you have a alternator or a stator which is in here creating power. So of course the faster you go, the more power is created. So this little regulator tries to control the amount of power that is going to the battery. So if my battery is fully charged but my engine is still producing a lot of power, I could blow my battery up. So this regulates, so we get the name regulator, regulates the amount of power that is going to the battery. So it decides, oh, I'm getting drawn here, my battery level is going down. So this might regulate power going to the battery to charge it if the battery is low, or to regulate no power going to it and stopping the amount of power going. So the whole idea is to keep your battery fully charged and to run the battery so it will never go flat. Let's take the old regulator off. We'll put this new regulator on and then we'll do those measurements again with the multimeter and see if they changed. So let's go.
I tried to give away all I had. My mind was full of my mistakes. I've been too fragile through my life, and I'm missing you so bad. Don't know if I should call you back. You know it's getting dark inside my head. I feel there's something that is stopping me now. There's something that is, I feel there's something that is, I feel there's something that is stopping me now. Oh, and I try to forget all what I had, but is my mind really gone?
So I didn't have the right connector, so what I've done is put a new connector here and a new connector here. So now it'll make proper contact when we put it together, which is fine, like that. We'll plug this into here. So one other thing we've got to do to test this is earth this unit out. We do have an earthing strap here straight from the body, so we'll just screw this back onto here. So the whole system then is earthed and we have all our wires, and then we can check our voltage with this regulator and see how it works. Let's put it back together. Okay, we've got our plugs in here, our two plugs. This comes from the power from the stator or generator, goes into the regulator. Then the power comes out red, going to the battery, which will take the charge. This will regulate how much current or how much voltage will leave the regulator to charging the battery. So I've just earthed this out. Now remember, on a previous video I've showed you that the body of a car or a bike is all earth. So it doesn't matter if I screw it here Doesn't matter if I screw it here, nothing. As long as I earth it out on the body, it's going to work. So now the system is all connected. We're going to start the bike up and see if there's any change in that voltage that we saw before.
I feel there's something that is. I feel there's something that is. I feel there's something that is stopping me now. Oh.
So let's start it up now and check what the voltage reading is. Okay, headlights off. And we're running 13.3, 13.4, which is fantastic. Well, there you go, it's all back together. Just got to put the seat on. I hope that helped. And remember, drive like you know each other. Thanks a lot. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.
You know it's getting dark inside my head. I feel there's something that is stopping me now.